microphone on for the next one. But for now, we were just testing out the OSB software. We're using Streamlab here, I guess. We're going to see how this works out. Satan and I, we were just setting up. Oh man, my goat ears appropriato. Okay. So, Trump, Satan, and I were all chilling around, just hitting the bong and trying to come up with a good idea for some YouTube content. And I realized that I think it was about time that we send in the clowns. Because we sent in the politicians. And the Shriners have done their parades. And the award shows have conveyed all their highest accolade. It's time to send in the clown. Because it's a big fucking joke what's going on. We all know it. I mean, they're not even trying to hide the bullshit. You think any of them know what's going on? Or have any true control? It's just committee after committee. Shitty city after shitty city. I, for one, have had enough. How about the rest of you? Send in the clowns, those lovable, wonderful clowns. Where are clowns? Send in the clowns. You're on the run. Just paint up your face. Wear baggy clothes that change the shape of your waist. Just become a clown. And travel from town to town. Your past cannot catch you. Roll you around. Look at that clown. Traveling around. Wondering, blumbering, fumbling around. Isn't it sweet? Isn't it fun? Isn't it laughter and joy for everyone? Send in the clown. Well, assuming this broadcast goes well, what we will be doing over the course of this show is exploring different subjects, touchy subjects, if you will. My concern with delving too deep into most subjects on a video is, what if that video never makes it to the internet? And then I can't remember what all I said. I know that as long as I'm expressing myself in real time, yeah, I'm going to repeat myself quite a bit. But repetition is the best form of mind control. Because repetition is the best form of mind control. Because repetition is the best form of mind control. So there's going to be a lot of that. Now today, we're fresh out of the Scottish Rite 33-degree OG. But we do have from 3C Farms some craft cannabis, some Club 33 OG. Now, those of you out there know that my mom's uncle was Walt Disney. When my mom was 3 years old, she used to sit on Walt Disney's lap and call him Uncle Walt inside the Masonic Lodge. Speaking of Illuminati OGs. And that would have been maybe 7 years before they broke ground on Disneyland. Now, the reason my mom was around all that stuff is because she was a product of the Babylon working. Jack Parsons, Aleister Crowley, L. Ron Hubbard. Perfect. So, I'd like to introduce you guys to the double hitter. It is a beast from the East. And, of course, you have the Chicago beanie, complete with the Chicago skyline. An anonymous mask. This is in honor of Tim Pool and his associates over there at the Cast Castle. If you guys want better production than this, at least for now, go over and check out Cast Castle. They've got some amazing shit going on over there. Of course, sometimes you have to be ready to purge. Being a man of many masks, over the years, I've had to assimilate and infiltrate many different organizations. It's a long, sordid story, and frankly, I'm done. I just want to write about it now. I don't want to have to infiltrate dangerous, subversive groups or subject my body to things that, it's just, we can do better. We will do better. We are doing better together. Yeah. That's what I think too. At the end of the day, these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing up there. Yeah, they might have, through nepotistic, connections, got themselves into these positions of power, but they're not ready for it. Nobody is happy over what they did with the pandemic, how they responded to it. The lockdowns were a mess. The vaccines were a mess. Like, everybody's screwed. Right now, we're just biding time, waiting for that guy to come along. Well, you know what? I think it's obvious that I'm that guy. I'm not a politician, but I've talked to him, and I can see why they do things the way they do, because a lot of them are selfish and they're constantly keeping each other from, stealing. It's like there was a marijuana bill in Yucaipa that you can't grow weed in Yucaipa. But there was one guy on the board who was like, well, maybe if it was mandatory that they put a chain link fence cage all the way around the garden, then it would be okay. And then it turns out he had a friend who does chain link fences, And hey, that wasn't a bad idea. It's like, well, you know what? There's so much more important stuff in the world today than to worry about marijuana. I think the federal government should stop wasting resources trying to curtail something that obviously the people are going to keep doing anyways, which basically turns normal citizens into criminals. It's not an advantageous way to garner revenue or anything else, and forcing otherwise law-abiding citizens to have to deal with a black market element of drug dealers just to get a substance that should be available in gas stations across this country. I mean, you should be able to go in and get a pack of Marlboro Greens. That should just happen, but not yet. Whatever the case, whatever the situation, it's a lot of time wasted even worrying about that subject. Prisons. The way they're managed as a punishment, deterrent. Essentially, we've created rape cages, and the inmates tell me that the staff members hand them knives and say, "Hey, take care of that guy." So you basically, if you want to not be thrown in the hole or have somebody hand somebody else a knife and say, "Take care of you," you do what the cops tell you. And there's the lifers that are never going home, so it's their house and their opinion. And then there's the guards, and they've got their way of doing things. But if you understand those politics, it's divide and conquer. There's a reason they hand 3 newspapers, one for the Mexicans, one for the whites, one for the blacks. It makes them sort themselves out, and then it's easier to go up and talk to one of the leaders and have them, "Hey, if you don't want us doing, there's a better way, using psychology, using doctors that design programs that actually, and educational programs that prevent people from becoming criminals in the first place. But having, psychologists figure out a way to get through to these individuals so that they can go on and become productive members of society. I mean, most of the time, especially with the lower level offenses, and it's like a crime of, well, I wanted to feed my kids, so I went out and I committed this crime. And it's the same story over and over again in a million different cities, which means our leaders are failing us. They're not getting the proper funding to the teachers. The teachers aren't getting the proper message to the children. The children aren't growing up to become productive members of society. Nobody's happy. Those that are functioning are having to live double lives in a lot of cases. We can do better as a country. We will do better as a country. There's just no other way around it. We're not stupid, and we're tired of politicians pretending that we are. It's annoying. And it's got to come to a stop. So, speaking of coming to a stop, thank you guys for tuning in to my first broadcast. And I'm going to learn some more features and tricks and see if I can do better. I hope to have you guys along for the ride. Donate to my Cash App, Rex of the World, REX, short for Richard, Greek for King. This is Stu, a.k.a. Uncle Touchy. Talk to you guys later. I've been great, and you've been touched.